stories, scandals, pranks, and controversies.
Did you ever have a teacher who liked to taunt and tease their students? Next, we're going to see what happens when one group of teens sets out to turn the tables. Literally. Check this out. Welcome to beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. A sun-drenched playground for both the well-off and those on permanent vacation. Beach, the weather, just can't beat it.
A lot of retirees come down here, so we're not really left with a lot of stuff but our own imaginations to create fun.
But before Boca teens can hit the beach, they have to hit the books. And the best place to get your learn on is Spanish River High, the most prestigious school in the area.
A lot of good teachers, very high academic standards.
Very competitive. Kids definitely take their studies very seriously.
Maybe being taken seriously isn't all that important.
Meet Patrick, a born leader and seasoned prankster. The Spanish River senior knows how to get his kicks. But don't get it twisted, prankster Patrick are no laughing matter.
I try not to joke around when I'm pulling a prank.
Patrick was always pulling pranks and playing jokes on people. He saran wrapped me and my friend Misty and dropped us off in front of the mall.
One time he took the principal's office and set it up in the middle of the courtyard.
Patrick isn't the school's only mischief maker. For years, Spanish River students have been at the mercy of two twisted teachers and their sarcastic lesson plans.
The calculus teacher, when you make him mad, he say, "Okay, watch your grade drop," and he'll start putting zeros in.
Maria, I think I hear. Yes, your grade dropping. 0 for you.
My government teacher used to say that the students were failing and would have to take summer school with the rest of the Neanderthals.
Those teachers love to pick on people, and once they started picking on you, it went the entire year.
The student body was pretty frustrated.
Sooner or later, somebody was gonna get them.
It pissed me off that they would prank the students, but that none of the students ever had the chance to prank them back.
Patrick decided it was time to flip the script on the offending faculty members. But first, he needed a plan.
It was revenge. I formulated the plan at home at night instead of doing homework. The idea behind Operation Trading Spaces was to switch the two teachers' rooms without them knowing, and the real humor in this prank was that the rooms would be exchanged identically.
To achieve pranking perfection, Patrick was going to need a little help from his friends.
We met at a place for lunch. We talked about it for a while.
Our goal was to make our government teacher's room our math teacher's room, and our math teacher's room our government teacher's room.
It's going to be done exactly and precisely.
I was like, wow, that seems like a really, really good idea.
And then we talked about it more in school.
I asked them if they could be absolutely discreet. Nothing leaves this table. No one can say a word.
Sworn to secrecy, the team huddled together to go over the game plan.
The crew was divided up into two teams, 6 men each. I didn't try and pick people that were my best friends. I tried to pick people that I thought would do specific jobs well.
Sandy, can you handle the keys? Stuff. Matt, I'd like you to make diagrams of both rooms. All right. I've had reconnaissance taken.
I had a friend of mine who was a photographer for the school newspaper. He took pictures before class of every wall and every angle of the room. We used those to recreate all the posters and all the boards that decorated the rooms.
So the team had covered every angle. Now it was time for Patrick to cover his butt.
Without permission, the prank would have involved trespassing. That's not something I wanted to get involved in.
The dean thought it was a hilarious joke also. The teachers didn't just pick on students, they also picked on fellow teachers. So the whole administration was pretty much behind us.
Having gotten the green light from the dean, Patrick got the word out to the team that it was game on.
I tried to keep it secret up until the actual day that it happened.
Yes!
Alex, it's tonight. What? Tonight?
What?
I'll be there, man.
He called me about an hour before we were going to go in to do it, but when Patrick told me to jump, I said, how high?
So where do you want to meet?
We met up at school at 6:30.
Everyone was ready for the prank.
The outside doors were unlocked.
We got into school pretty easy.
But we got to the teachers' doors and we tried to open up the doors and they were locked. Everyone thought it would be the end of the prank. No one knew what to do. Luckily, there was a janitor.
We explained to the janitor the situation. He thought it would be funny.
The doors were open, the team was pumped, and Operation Trading Spaces went into full effect.
We were moving desks, unpacking the walls, the posters.
My adrenaline was rushing. I just wanted to get in and get out as fast as I could.
But getting the two teachers' rooms into flip mode meant first getting everything out into the hall. Everything.
There was a lot of heavy lifting to do, specifically chairs and cabinets along with the wall of paper.
It was about the size of like a Honda Civic, just filled with blank white computer paper.
And that took a human chain of 6 guys to transfer it.
After stage 1 was finally complete, the crew got caught up in makeover madness.
We had the photographs for each separate room so that when we put it back, we knew exactly how to set up the room.
The photographer did a fantastic fantastic job. The photographs gave us every angle of the room that we needed. It took just over 2 hours to complete the entire operation. We did it quickly, and we did it perfectly. The switch was identical.
They looked flawless.
I was very excited about the reaction the next day.
Patrick and his posse headed home after a job well done. Now it was time to see whether the prank would earn high marks the next day at school.
I had friends that walked into the classrooms and didn't know where they were just because the classes were so identical.
The first reaction of most of the students was laughter.
You heard what happened?
It pretty much went all over school really quick.
The student body as a whole loved the prank. You could tell that they did just from the reaction.
We were very impressed by how unique it was and how perfect everything was put together.
I was particularly curious to see how the teachers would handle it.
The bell rang, and
The government teacher.
he walked in. He looked kind of angry,
This funny little prank here.
and then he writes up on the board that there was going to be an AP government test on the entire book on Friday if the people that were responsible for this didn't come forward.
The calculus teacher was mad also.
He had the look of the devil on his face. He was just so angry.
He refused to stay in the room. He actually set up a chair outside of his room and sat there. I was surprised by how harshly the teachers took it. I thought they would have had more of a sense of humor, especially being pranksters themselves.
While the targeted teachers were not amused, most of the school had loved Patrick's prank. But fearing that the faculty members' reactions would interfere with their teaching, the dean asked the guys to reflip the rooms that very same night.
Putting everything back was just totally a drag.
This wasn't as fun. Nothing's as fun if you're doing it the right way.
Putting the rooms back so soon was a blow to the guys' morale, but Patrick salvaged the situation by making t-shirts for the team late that night. So the following day at school, everybody knew who had taught the teachers that revenge can't be a bitch.
We were all walking down the hallway together, and everybody looking at us.
All the little freshmen were all saying, I want to be him. That's so cool.
We actually wore it in the class. The government teacher kept glaring at me the whole class, and I kept laughing.
I was feeling awesome that whole day. It went by almost too fast just because I wanted to soak it all in.
Finisher was never going to be able to do a prank as good as the class of 2004.
Did the teachers learn anything? Yes, I think they learned to think twice before they prank people.
I haven't heard of them pranking any of their students recently.